Hello, everyone. So today, happy World UFO Day. Hey, they named a day to celebrate my passion and many of you out there's passion. I believe it's been around for a while. I guess this is the first year that I realized it existed. I did some research. I couldn't really find out what group or individual started this. If anybody out there knows, you can comment. I'd appreciate it. Um, so not knowing exactly when you're going to see this video, I'm going to declare, Mike is going to declare from Dimensional Walking that the whole month of July is Happy World UFO Day. I threw the happy in front because I guess it gives us great pleasure to study this subject matter and does a lot of good stuff for us all. The important thing here is today's supposedly the day now. My understanding today would be July 2nd, and uh, that would be the day that supposedly the Roswell event happened. So that's why somebody or some group picked this day. But at the same time, apparently there's another day. It's sort of like a dueling day, and it's June 24th, which is the day that Kenneth Arnold saw the wave of UFOs. I believe he was in his airplane around Mount Rainier, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's sort of like a dueling thing, but let's do July as the month, the UFO World Day. Since June 24th is so close to July, we'll just make it July, and everybody should be happy. Okay. So, how do we celebrate this day? Well, the reason I think for the day is I'm only sort of speculating since I haven't seen anybody make an official statement. I don't think this is a date that is like official anywhere's, in Congress or anywhere else, maybe in the world. But anyways, it's out there. And I think kind of its purpose is to bring forth awareness of UFOs and probably aliens. We'll throw them in there since there's got to be somebody flying those suckers around. Um, and then I think it's also a call out there to the governments to declassify the information that they know about UFOs and aliens. Um, and I think to a certain extent, interesting enough, if you've been following the subject, it's sort of been happening a little bit more in the last 6 months or so. And I've done some videos on that, and I know it's in mainstream news. The Congress has had some hearings, etc. So those, I guess, are the two purposes. And how do you actually celebrate this? I would say just as long as it involves something with UFOs, get your favorite UFO alien movie, or if it's a documentary, if it's a movie, it's probably considered science fiction, but maybe a documentary, or maybe get a group of friends together, common-minded friends, get some pizza and beer and talk about UFOs. I think that's one of the things. Or invite somebody, that that bring the subject up and see what they think about it, even though you don't have any clue if they're interested in it. I think what you're going to find out if you do that, a vast majority of the people have some interest or maybe even had an experience. That's been always my lifetime experience. That there's a lot of people out there would love to talk about it, but they're afraid to, you know, uh, bring it up. So, anyways, I think it's an interesting day, and I think it's quite important in many ways. Um, so, one of the things I have always wanted to talk about this, and it just happened to fall. It's really great to have this day that I can kind of talk about what I want to talk about, and that was uh, bringing more younger people into the fold or into the kind of the UFO super group, I guess we'll call it, because it's worldwide, let's face it. So what I noticed back during the time I was running the New Mexico UFO Paranormal Forum that I've told you about, it's about 8 years or so. And one of the things I noticed during that time frame was that the vast majority of the people in the group were over 40. Now, occasionally somebody would bring a younger person in, but it was pretty dang rare. Most all of them are well over 40. And a couple times during the meetings or before the meetings, the speaker spoke. I would bring up the fact and kind of ask the question who in the crowd is, what are your ages? And I just said over 40. I know people don't want to give their age necessarily, but in the vast majority of the times, I bet you in 8 years, I probably did it 5 or 6 times, but I also would stand up there and look at the crowd. So you can kind of tell, from younger people to older people. There's a lot of older people. I mean, there's a lot of people over 65, but I always used to, for some reason, pick 40. And for the most part, always there was very few people under 40. And I always thought that was a problem because the simple fact is, presently, as we all know, people under 40, are, involved with all kinds of causes and crusades and whatever you want to call them. And they do a pretty dang good job of it. And one of the reasons they do such a good job with it is they are media savvy. Obviously, they know about, they know all the angles and dangles of, all the different platforms, the Facebooks and the Reddits and YouTube and all this, and they can get out there and they can speak their speak. Okay, so I think it's really really important that younger people under 40 get involved or start becoming interested. Now, I think there's plenty of people out there under 40 that actually would like to do it. Again, they don't know kind of where to go, what people to talk to. But so that's why people that are presently, including myself, that have an interest, and many of the people that I know are watching this right now, need to get younger people involved. These are the people that are really going to make the difference in the future. And these are the people that are going to have to encounter or confront this new, I'm going to call it a new paradigm, although I believe it goes back hundreds of years where UFOs have been around and aliens have been around. And of course, I believe very strongly that they're among us now here on Earth, and they have been for a very long time. Um, so I really need everybody to get out there and get other people involved. Um, you know, let's talk to your grandchild. Younger relatives. Friends that are 16 to 39. You know, um, you know, go slow with it. Open their mind up. Because there's going to be a day in the near future where they're going to need this type of knowledge, because the true existence will become apparent to everybody, and basically they and everybody else, including you and me, have to really go fearless into this. We have to be fearless in our heart to survive, I guess what I will call the strange new paradigm. Um, and it's really not new, but for many people, it's going to be considered new. Because in the future, and it could be farther in the future after I am gone, the alien situation will become very much more apparent. Because I think it's just like climate change, things are accelerating very rapidly. And I think the UFO disclosure is going to accelerate also. So, anyways, with all that said, please, please go out there and start talking to people about UFOs. It's going to be critical in the long run. It really, really is. So, anyways, let me know what you feel. Give me some comments. Give me some feedback. If you want to send me a private email, send it to dimensionalwalking@gmail.com. If you like us, please like us. Need your subscriptions, please subscribe. Really do. Um, and other than that, hey, happy trails until we meet again. One of the things I'm going to do, it's kind of a related video. It's going to be about AI and alien encounter. I'm going to be doing that in the next few weeks. So look out for that because it kind of blends into this. Because remember, younger people are into their computers. They really, like I say, they really know a lot about it. So the AI portion of this conversation, they're going to be right in the middle of that. And we need those people. We need those younger people. So, anyways, with all that said, again, bye. We'll see you. Happy World UFO Day month.